Hello, it's Randy Duck here, and today I've got 3 replays for you in the British Tier 7 Tank Destroyer. Now these are 3 replays I've had for a while, and I just wanted to just create some space really and get rid of a few of my old replays. So these replays are on 6.0, so they're fairly recent, but they're not in they won't have the new changes obviously from 7.0 with the health above the tank etc. But anyway, so the first replay we've got is on Cliff, and as you can see we've been very blessed and we don't have any fun police. So I'm going to try and go up to my usual position, but as I was heading over there I sort of spotted 2 lights going across, and this tank, it doesn't have that much health on it. It has a turret, but like a rotatable turret, but it can only rotate sort of halfway round, and the turret rotation speed isn't brilliant. So I didn't want to put myself in a situation where I was going to be the first point of focus, because I felt they might just, they had sort of the silliness in their eyes, and I thought they might just full scent and BO'd me. So I decided that I was not going to give them an opportunity to do that, and I'll just delay where I wanted to go. Now this is where I wanted to go originally. This location is really good when you've got a bit of gun depression, and really good when there's no artillery in the game, because if there's artillery in the game it's kind of annoying, because it's in a really good position, but it can almost be unusable when there's artillery in the game if they start focusing on you, because it's a shame, because it is a great position. You can see here, you can use this position with the gun depression I've got quite nicely, and I'm sort of just over peaking on this ridge, and then you can catch out the stuff crossing, and you might get a bit of assistance for that, or if not you can just farm some damage basically. So that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I got tagged there, and it is a bit risky because the stuff, when you get lit you can get shot from the stuff sort of camping at their base, but at the same time it is a nice location to get some damage. So that's all what I'm really doing. I'm just, as I say, I picked up 1,000 damage already. I'm just sort of having a look at this and just picking up damage where I can, because as you can see, most of my team is sort of camping down the one line, which quite often happens, and it can be quite annoying if your whole team does that and you have no presence at the top, because what that means is you give up the whole map control, and if you give up the map control, more likely you're either gonna lose, or you're gonna have a really tough job on your hands. Basically you're gonna be struggling an upward battle because you've given up so much of the map. But their teams, now their light tanks have died, they're all sort of stuck in the base. So I know exactly where they all are, and it's that sort of stage where we're winning, and I need to move quickly before this game gets ahead of me, and then before I know it I've not made the most out of this game. So that's why now I'm forced into this location, because I know I can, and it allows me to get basically just shots into the back of the tanks which are sort of focusing the 1-2, and also it means I can light the enemy team, and I might get assistance from my guys camping the 1-2, basically shooting onto these tanks, which hopefully I'll be able to spot up. As you see there, I'm sort of rocking back and forwards, not staying still, because I know he's trying to shoot me. I managed to avoid that shot, and then I'll do a bit of petty and crash into a rock. But it happens. I got fortunate, I tracked this IS-2, so I'm just going to take him out. The one thing that's really good about this gun is there's 2 guns you can use on this tank. The one I'm using now, which means you get a sort of rotatable turret and a higher alpha gun, which is nice, or you can use sort of the quick firing gun. I think it's like the Comet gun, but this is the gun I prefer to use. I like to have that little bit of more alpha basically. But yeah, as you say, it's quite a quick little game, this one, a quick fast-paced game for the first one, but I've moved in, and it's just sort of to highlight that position I like to use at the start, and then when to move forwards basically, and this is a good location you can move to once you've got the opportunity to, and you basically can pick up the assistance for the guys camping in the base, and just get easy farms. And that's pretty much what's happened here. It's a really fast-paced game. 1 tank left, and yeah, that's about it for this one. So I'm going to leave you for this game, let you have a look at the results to see how I did, and I will see you in a little bit for the second game. Hello. Okay, so we're back again for the second replay, and this time we've got a replay on port. We've got sort of, when we get port, I'm not a fan really, but when we do get it, this is the spawn I prefer, because it allows you to sort of go to the ridge lines and you can try and spot the enemies crossing, who trying to cross down in the map and get some damage on them there. It just seems like a better spawn for me anyway, than the alternative spawn. Unfortunately, we're not blessed with having no fun police in the game, and we've actually got two of them to contend with. So that can make it awkward when you play these ridge lines. But again, this is such a small map, and you're not blessed with options really. So it's just kind of a case where you do just have to run the risk of the fun police ruining your game. But that's sort of the thing with this map. For me, it's not ideal. I'm not a fan of this map at all, really. But it's in the game, so we have to make the most out of it when we get it. Now, I took this sort of early location, which I'd normally like to do, but unfortunately, that TD who sort of pushed up was just going to have side shots on me and keep me lit. And if I just stayed there for any longer than I did, I think I probably would have died. As well as the fact that I was the first lit, so artillery probably could have shot me. It just wasn't worth it, so I just had to go. And fortunately, I took a little bit of punishment getting out of there, but it could have been worse. It definitely could have been worse. So yeah, so I've gone back to the sort of secondary location, like the ridge sort of a little bit further back, and I was just going to see if I could get any shots into the stuff basically crossing. But as you can see, that artillery shot just came in, just missed me, and I just thought, I'm not going to sit there. You know what? I'm not going to give the artist satisfaction of shooting me, because I'm not that difficult shot where I was there. And when I'm getting lit permanently, it's just a risk I wasn't prepared to take, because I think at this point, I think I was fairly close to free marking it. So it was just a case of, I'm just going to try and get my damage in a different way. And I basically just moved to this containers. I can sort of see where my team's positioned, and I'm thinking maybe I could have just tried to get a few shots, play a bit of peekaboo there. I got one in, but then I was getting sort of shot back at, and I thought, no, I'm going to try a different angle. That's what you need sometimes. I just keep changing my angle to see until I find the location which is working for me. So I can see this Tiger's crossing here, and I pre-empted where he was going to cross, and I managed to get a shot into him. I pre-empted again, but unfortunately it doesn't come off. It was a bit of a tight angle, and yeah. Now I decided I'm going to move up to these sort of buildings here and just basically play peekaboo. This sort of KV-85, he's not really paying attention to me. His focus is elsewhere, so I'm just going to keep poking up, putting a shot into his track wheel. And if I was prepared to take a shot off of him if I had to. It's just a case of just wanting to just keep getting the damage basically. Now I get a shot into this Tiger, and unfortunately I get away without him snapshotting me there. Unfortunately with 6.0 it wouldn't have been unlikely for him to snap me when he was reversing back. But you see most of the fights now going on in our spawn, so I'm going to have to push the pace now, and I'm just going to have to take a few more risks, because I didn't want to miss out on the damage, or get capped out, or basically, or us cap out. So I can see this Leo. Unfortunately, I do need. I can sort of see my tank destroyer at the top on the mini map. He's actually moving around to support me, and I'm thinking I'm going to wait now until they start engaging each other. Wait, and then take my opportunity to pounce basically. Unfortunately, I'll take one off the Leo, but he quickly gets shut down, and now he's out of the way. I can sort of move back to try and help defend my base. So. Yeah, as you see, I can see this Tiger in the base. I'm trying to get shots on him from the top here, and I'm just basically just trying to get the gun working. And it is really, that's the thing about it, is this tank gun. I'm not gonna lie, just when I first started playing it, I didn't really like it. It wasn't really for me. I mean, generally I'm not a massive fan of tank destroyers anyway. I prefer medium sort of tanks basically, and having a gun, the gun turret which didn't sort of turn all the way, couldn't fully rotate, only half rotated. I wasn't a massive fan, but towards the end of it, I actually quite liked this tank, and I think the big reason I did like it was basically the gun. The gun is really nice. It's got quite good DPM, and in a short space of time you can actually pick up quite a lot of damage. So yeah, it is a tank I quite like. I'm basically going in now because I can see on the clock that they're capping in. I've only got 30 seconds, so I need to try and make the most out of this. I take a shot through the cover. I managed to take out their 25 AT tank destroyer, and now I'm going to sort of chase this Tiger around. Who's basically, I'm planning I was going to come behind them, so while I was engaged, basically trying to flank our tank destroyer. I'm basically just trying to take him out as quickly as I can. So I'm just chasing him down. So I'm hoping that he'd have to turn his turret all the way around to focus me. Unfortunately, he swings around, puts a snapshot in, and gets one in for me, leaving me on a one shot now to most of the tanks, or both of the tanks which are left. But I've managed to pick up 3,000 damage already and 300 assistance. And as again, I'm fairly close to my mark, I believe, at this stage. So all I really wanted to do is get as much damage as I can. Now I should have aimed that better. Unfortunately, I came around and I snapshotted it, and I hit his tracks basically. But I aimed it, I would have killed him first time. So I could have been punished for that. Fortunately for me, I managed to get my reload in before we had time to react and take him out of the game. Now I know the only tank I've got left is a T29, but me and this Black Prince are both a one-shot to him, so I didn't want to, I wanted to be careful that if he was full health, which, I can't remember seeing this tank, so he could be healthy, and I don't want to be in a situation where we're both too close together that he can literally just take a shot off of both of us and then take us both out. So I'm thinking that this right now, but I'm going to move up back to where that ridge was, so that if he is advancing our base, which I had a hunch he might be, then I might be able to catch him out and use the sort of the foliage and the bushes from the top to catch him out while he was engaging with our Black Prince. And that's what happened. I've spotted, or the Black Prince has spotted him in at the base, so we know where he is. I'm going to try and get a location so when he pushes our Black Prince, I can get some shots into him. Basically, that's my plan, so we can have two angles while fighting him and try and take him out. So I'll move around, see if I can get a shot, see if I can spot him crossing, and basically just help my Black Prince out. Unfortunately, we've lost sight of him. Now I'm getting a little bit worried that he's just going to take my Black Prince out early, and then I'm going to have to deal with him by myself. But I didn't want to get too close, as you say, because I didn't want him to take both of us out. Now I get lit here. Fortunately for me, he's not paying attention to myself. He's distracted by the Black Prince. But then he swaps and he's aiming in on me, and now I'm caught out in the open a little bit here. So I was trying to use that little ridge in front of me in the distance to sort of make the shot on myself as slim as possible. So it was quite a slim shot because from his angle he only really had the top of my turret, and that's why I was rocking backwards and forwards, trying to make him, if he did shoot me, to miss that shot. Now I pull back to a location where I think I'm going to shoot if unlit through the bush, which I do. I went for the track wheel to try and trap him in place. Now I'm moving a little bit back base. I'm just trying to take him out here, get some shots into him as he's approaching the Black Prince. Unfortunately, he moves out of my my range there, and out of my line of sight, and I don't quite get the kill. But I did rack up 4,000 damage exactly, which is quite funny. But yeah, anyway, that's it for this one. So I'll let you to look at the results, and I will see you in a bit for the third replay. Hello, so we're back again for the last video, and this time we've got a nice little map for you, Croc. So yeah, it's one of my favourites, and I decided that this time I'm going to try and move into, quite often I'd play the ridge, but with this sort of tank, because it's not got a turret which can like reverse all the way, and the fact that there's 2 artilleries in the game, I didn't really fancy it because I didn't want to have to keep sort of moving and running after each artillery shot, basically, like I normally would to try and play artillery safe. So I decided that there's only 1 light tank in the game, so I'm going to actually instead try and move up to sort of the bush, in the far sort of, the left hand side of the map, which you'll see in a minute, and try and use that location to sort of shoot down on people who are maybe playing the middle of the map, or maybe I can get a couple of them playing sort of deeper like the A1-2 line, maybe spot a few tanks so that my artillery can give me some assistance. Now I spot this light tank, so that's why I haven't moved up all the way, because I don't want him to light me. I'm hoping that he might get shut down by my team, or he might present a shot so I can take him out. Unfortunately he does light me, unfortunately I only do track damage on my shot to him, but I do get to shut him down just shortly after. But now I'm lit and I need to get out of here because I can't stay there. All their tanks will come in the back, they're going to be focused on me, and so their artillery. So I try to dodge low and use the sort of the wrecks, which the buildings and the huts which I know are in front of me, as the block line of sight basically on my escape route. But I noticed that a lot of their tanks, which were like at least 4 or 5, I saw got lit up near the hill. So I took a mental note of that, just so I know that there's those tanks over there. It's always good to do that, basically, like always look at the map and just take notes of how many tanks have been spotted in what location, because it can really help you later on. Now I got lit again, so again I've moved down to these huts. That's my sort of safety net, and rather than keep running, I stopped and I thought, right, well, I'll reverse backwards. These tanks aren't going to be able to shoot me for all of these sort of wrecks and buildings in my way, basically. So I've moved down there to block line of sight. Now I get lit again, and it's this Comet. I want to take him out of the game, and I get lucky. My snapshot goes in, and I take him out of the game. Now I know. All I remember being left there was that sort of heavy tank. Well, that was all what was spotted there. Now I know that Russian heavy tank's not going to have the great view range, and chances are I'm going to be able to outspot him and probably be able to shoot him undetected through these bushes. So that's my plan. Again, I spot the KV-3, and I'm now basically able to farm him through these bushes, and he's never going to spot me. He could blind fire me, but I'm going to take that chance. Now I shot where I think he moved to. He got unlit, but I took another shot, and that's why it's always good to take them shots, because I take him out and kill him blind. Unfortunately, I then get spotted by this tier 6 medium at the back, which obviously I wasn't aware which was there. So I'm just going to stop and try and take him out quickly and just trade those hit points, because it's worth it just to take him out. Now I'm basically now just trying to push the pace of this game, because like I say, at the start of the game I took that mental note that there were sort of 5 of their heavy tanks on the right hand side playing the hill, and they obviously outnumber our team over there. So I need to push the pace of this game, because otherwise we just stay too passive. Our team are not going to move. I felt like if I didn't just push, we'll all just be sitting there waiting for the first person to push down there, and by that time, we could have lost the other side of the map. That's why I'm trying to push the pace of that game so that doesn't happen, so I can get over to help, or and not getting caught in a situation where we then end up getting surrounded because we're too passive. But I spotted this IS in the middle, which I'm not too sure how he's only just got lit. So that caught me by a little bit of surprise at him being there. And now I'm in a situation where I'm caught in a crossfire between this tank destroyer and this IS. So it's a bit of a problem for me. I do manage to take out the artillery there, which is really nice. That's always very satisfying when you manage to take out one of them trying to escape. So I'm trying to keep poking this ridge to hope that I light the tank destroyer and try and get shots into this heavy where I can, because I don't want to be in a situation where that heavy just comes over and just starts shooting into me. It is risky now because I could get shot by the TD, but I'm trying my best to use that rock to my advantage to sort of shield me from him, to at least make it difficult for him to get a shot into me, not make myself an easy target, while at the same time I can sort of overpeak and put shots into this heavy. Now the heavy gets taken out, and I'm basically just trying to lose my spot, and then I'm going to move in. I was thinking about going under the train track. That was my initial thought, but I think as I move down there, yeah, that's it. I see this tiger get spotted on full health, so I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move up to the middle of the map, and maybe I can get some shots into him by overpeaking the middle, or maybe I'll be able to get a shot on a few of the guys in the hill. So that's my thought process at this stage. You can see this game is quickly changed. You know, it's now on a 5v5, and I've only got 500 hit points there, so I've got to be careful. I can't actually light anything here, which is it's unfortunate, but I know there is stuff there. I know there's definitely stuff on the hill, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe there's like a camper at the sort of a you know, the 9 on the far top corner of the map and the hill up there. So I don't want to just push over and get caught out and throw this game away. This Leo for some reason decides that he's gonna ram me there. We'll let him off because he's now pushing up, and I'm thinking, great, he's full health, he's doing the right thing now, he's pushing for vision, he's got the health to do this, and because he does this, it allows us to then get shots into the things he lights. Now this heavy, I don't quite know what's happened to him, but he's not having the best of days, is he? Because he's stuck there, and he's got lit in a really awful situation. So I don't know what he did to get himself in that situation, but that's what happened. Now I can see we've won the hill, and there's only one place left for the enemy team to be, and that's where I fought, on this hill. So it's just a case of now mopping up the damage. They're lit, there's nowhere for them to really go, and I'm just trying to get the damage where I can. It was at this stage where I kind of felt like I had a few kills, but I didn't really know. I haven't checked the scoreboard at this point, so I was thinking, I wonder how many kills I've actually got. And now I'm thinking to myself, I want to push as quickly as I can to get try and get this last kill, because I'm thinking sometimes you end up because you can't see how many kills you have nowadays. You just never know if you're going to get like a Pauls or a Radleys or a Devastator, etc. Now I kill this tank, and we will get to the results screens and see what we did. And as you can see, I did actually manage to pick up the Radleys, and I think I was quite surprised. I felt like I killed a few tanks, but I just didn't know, because you can't see how many kills you obviously got, which sometimes I don't actually mind. But yeah, we had quite a nice game. So we picked up 8 kills, 3,500 damage, 2,000 200 assistance. So yeah, all in all, it's quite a nice little game to end up on. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the replays as always. I've really enjoyed all the comments and everything you guys have been putting up on my channel. Thank you so much for the support, and as always, happy tanking.